In this video, we're going to go over crossing the cell membrane and diffusion. So cell membranes are selectively permeable membranes, which means that they allow only certain substances to diffuse across the membrane. Colloids and large particles cannot cross the cell membrane. This ensures that proteins and organelles of the cell remain inside the cell. Selectively permeable membranes are also found in the kidneys, which filter the blood. To cross the cell membrane, a substance must be able to cross through two polar regions on the inside and outside of the membrane, and the non-polar section in between. Three factors determine whether a solute can cross the cell membrane. The solute size is favoring smaller substances, so smaller substances are more able to cross the cell membrane. Solute charge, favoring neutral substances, and the polarity of the solute, so favoring less polar substances. So permeability of a substance, small non-polar molecules such as oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and small polar molecules like water readily diffuse across the cell membrane. Even though water is polar, it's small and it's neutral, so it can cross easily. Substances that need assistance, which the assistance is sometimes in the form of energy, are larger polar molecules such as glucose and small monoatomic ions such as chloride, sodium, and potassium. These need assistance because they have a full charge on them. The least permeable substances are large polyatomic ions and colloids. Impermeable, so they cannot cross, are proteins, polysaccharides, and fats. Diffusion is the random movement of solute particles through a solvent, and diffusion results in uniform concentration of the solution. So if you put dye molecules in water, over time they will diffuse through the water solution and make an and come to equilibrium, and that equilibrium is a uniform solution of whatever color that dye is. It won't have patches of more concentrated dye within the solution. It will all be one uniform color. Two solutions of different concentrations separated by a selectively permeable membrane create what's called a concentration gradient. This is essential for the transmission of nerve impulses and other cellular signaling processes. So electrolytes, like sodium, the concentration inside the cell is 10 millimolar, and the concentration outside the cell is 140 millimolar. Because they have there's different concentrations of sodium inside and outside of the cell, it is separated by a selectively permeable membrane, and therefore there's a concentration gradient of sodium. Same with chloride ions, potassium, and calcium. The cell membrane is a selectively permeable membrane, allowing water and certain solutes to cross the membrane. Colloids and larger particles cannot cross a selectively permeable membrane. Substances with a smaller size, neutral charge, and which are less polar are better able to cross the cell membrane.